we just want to start this off by saying that we filmed this before Bundy laid out the racist commentary. We think what he said is completely ignorant. Our story is not about Bundy himself, but about the things in play around him. Enjoy our show and subscribe if you would like to see possible future episodes.
In the state of Nevada, fine. Make your case to the voters. But hey, it's tough.
Armed friends don't make you a patriot.
I guess maybe I'm a little bit like the Founding Fathers.
Dude, you're a welfare rancher trying to pull off the world's largest cattle dine and dash. We'll be right back.
I don't know. Maybe I want to hear all the facts before I come to a conclusion about this person you are making look like a complete hillbilly psycho. I love Jon Stewart, but tonight I feel cheated on. I think that on this story he made a complete biased opinion, purposely leaving out facts that would change your opinion about Cliven Bundy.
Cliven Bundy had been grazing his cattle illegally on federal land in Nevada for about 20 years now, accruing about $1 million in grazing fees, penalties, and fines.
Right there in the beginning. Why 20 years ago? Cliven's family has owned a ranch on this land since 1948, 2 years after the Bureau of Land Management even existed. Furthermore, documents show that his family had cattle graze on this land since 1954, with no issue. His grandmother was even one of the first Americans to settle in this area in Nevada. Fucking bitch. In 1993, the BLM stated that the Bundy family can no longer graze because the desert tortoise that isn't even endangered but just vulnerable reside in this area.
Hundreds of armed militiamen rallying to support the Bundys, facing off with the feds at gunpoint.
Jim Lordy came from Montana to join the protesters. He says he and other militia members are not afraid to shoot if necessary.
We were actually strategizing to put all the women up at the front. If they're going to start shooting, it's going to be women that are going to be televised all across the world getting shot by these rogue federal officers.
Okay, yeah, that guy sounds pretty nuts. But sometimes shit does go down, and we should be thankful that there are people out there that stand up to government abuse. Can we please dive into why there was such an intense response from the public? Just regular freedom-loving Americans with maybe a couple extra rounds in the chamber? Because the BLM showed up on the Bundy Ranch with about 200 armed agents and up to 9 helicopters, who stormed this man's ranch violently, rounded up 300 of his 400 cattle, 6 of which died because it was so violent. Over a turtle or a fine, I'm not sure. And that said fine is up to $1 million. We have no proof of this, and right now we're getting reports that it could be only a couple $100,000. The whole BLM operation is going to cost the American taxpayer up to $3 million. That's this many over this many. I mean, come on. It sounds like a guy at the gym flexing his muscles in front of the mirror. Now, after this part of the show, there's a long stretch of jokes on Bundy, followed jokes based on Sean Hannity, who's a total fucking idiot because he's finally right about something and still arguing all the wrong points. Stewart starts comparing the welfare surfer who receives cash value in the mail from the taxpayer, who should or should not be on welfare, I don't know, to Bundy, who literally is just grazing his cattle on unoccupied land in the middle of nowhere. This nowhere, by the way, was promised to the Paiute Indians back in 1875 by the government, who, you can guess, got fucked out of the deal. Court orders are given to LinkedIn contacts. There's no fairness in the system at all. Don't compare the ranches where Glenn Beck lives and has cattle graze over his private field to the bumblefuck of the Bundy Ranch. This isn't about a welfare cowboy rancher living rent-free. This is about a ruthless behavior of the authority figure. They taser old men and intimidate regular civilians. They only stop when cameras arrive. The tactics used by the federal government against its citizens is disgusting. And the misinformation and propaganda served to us as news is also disgusting. We should always stand up for what is right and see through the bullshit. Good night.